Hello everyone, I am FrostCloud on my Mr. Chaos the Cunning Wolf channel, and today I turn 19. Yep, just 1 year away from turning 20. So yeah, today has been okay so far. Just as far as birthday activities goes, pretty much all I've done today is really go out and do some stuff with my mom, go out for lunch and go birthday shopping, all that kind of stuff. And as you saw from that short little haul I showed just briefly before I began this unscripted update, obviously, yeah, some of that stuff came from that shopping session. Other stuff was from eBay, like the video games and everything, but that's not what I'm going to be spending this update talking about. But yes, I am 18. Yeah, okay, I'm not going to repeat myself. Just happy birthday, la la la. Okay, this whole party's over. But I thought I'd do something I haven't done in a while, and, that's not just saying, hey, here I am doing a live-action video for once, even though I did one not too long ago. Remember, guys, the last live-action video I did was a treat for you all. It was kind of like a love letter to all of the old fans. I don't like doing live-action anymore. I only like doing vectors, for my characters, my Pony OC, and... Wait, I haven't done any vectors for any others, but in the future I will be. In the future I plan on making a feral Sona for myself, and what a feral Sona basically is, it's kind of like a fursona, only it's kind of a character that is basically a fully wild animal, but it's technicolored or whatever you want it to be. That's what a feral Sona basically is. So if you didn't know that, well, you just learned something new today. But, yeah, and also I plan on making myself a basic fursona, and I know I don't have to have a fursuit for that. I can just make one, because I am a visual artist myself, so I can make my own shit. But I said in that video, I would be doing live-action stuff maybe a few times a year, and maybe this would be maybe the second one of the few. Obviously, that YTP reaction to A Royal Sauce Problem by, I forget who his name was, that was the first of the few live-action videos I'll be doing this year, and this is obviously the second. I don't know what the third, fourth, or fifth is going to be, because I plan on doing it only, like 4 or 5 times a year, but, it depends, but... Thought I'd just do it now because this video is pretty special, not only because it's my birthday, but as I was just beginning to say, I'm going to be doing something I haven't done in a while, and it's an unscripted update, and I want to keep the rambling as minimal as possible because I have gotten better with editing as of right now, so hopefully the video won't be as low quality as some of the other rambling videos. Probably not, but we can only see what happens. But so as some of the bronies and Pegasus or fans of my channel may know, I have had a habit of being quite late on my scripted MLP reviews lately, and I would say, one of the reasons for that is definitely because I have a procrastination problem that I'm still currently trying to fight. I have managed to overcome it sometimes, but I realize there's another problem too. Whenever I'm thinking of how I'm going to write a script, I have this certain anxiety of not knowing exactly how to formulate it, if you know what I mean. I understand, some people have the ability, when they're writing a script, if there's something in it they don't like, they can just erase it, and I've done it before. I've edited my scripts like that whenever I misspelt something or made a point that I don't really agree with, or maybe I shouldn't really put it in the video. So, yeah, but what I mean is, I know the episode Fame and Misfortune last year taught me that nobody has to be perfect, because before I saw that episode, I thought I had to be like everybody else. I thought I not only had to be perfect, but I thought I had to be just like everybody else, just like the big brony analyst, because, I fantasize about being as big as them, but that's not me anymore. I'm grateful for the over 2,000 subscribers I have. I'm grateful for the fan base that I currently have, and I intend to do what I can to keep it. I intend to keep making the content that you guys like as long as I enjoy doing it. With all that being said, though, even with me being aware that I don't have to be perfect and I don't have to be like everybody else, and that I should find my own creative groove, which I have been sort of managing to do lately, I still feel that uncertainty, that anxiety when it comes to thinking of how I'm going to write my scripts. And that kind of spills into the procrastination habit of mine. You know, I get nervous and I decide, maybe I'll do it later. I don't know what to say. And the days turn into weeks, sometimes even months. But as it looks like right now, episode 13 of season 8, which was The Mean Six, you know, the one with Chrysalis in it, it looks like season 8 is now in its kind of mid-year break, which, if you remember back in 2015, I got all depressed that season 5 was taking a break because I was a mess back then, but now I'm like, okay, well, this is a good window of opportunity to actually get my shit back together and get going with things, actually begin writing scripts, or just pull an emergency freestyle like I did with my review on Non-Compete Clause and the Breakup Breakdown. As you all saw, that was an unscripted freestyle. Freestyle is just a word I like to use for unscripted video. I just like the word better. But yeah, that was an unscripted video, but as you saw, it was heavily edited, and yeah, it was long. I tend to talk for longer periods of time when things are unscripted, but I did edit it decently, so I've come to a realization where I probably may not have to write a script all the time. The times where I do feel I have to write a script is when maybe I'm making an episode of Chaos Rants and Opinions whenever I make the second episode. I always plan on scripting those videos, not because I want it to be ungenuine, no. It's because oftentimes I'm going to be talking about pretty serious topics, so I want to make sure I say it right and not entirely make a fool out of myself. Like, I may know what I want to talk about, but I may not know how to formulate it properly, if you know what I mean. And that's kind of the whole reason why I started writing scripts in late 2017. And of course, before I watched Fame and Misfortune, writing scripts was honestly not very enjoyable because I always went in under the impression that I had to be perfect. I had to be like everybody else. I had to use complicated words even though that's not even in my nature. But now I'm becoming a little more comfortable. I'm still trying to make sure that my scripts aren't too short so that the videos are not too short. An anonymous old friend of mine who sadly I'm no longer friends with due to a falling out, but I'm not going to go into that. I don't want to start drama. He said that, well, if my reviews are going to be this short, why not just show them at the end of every Chaos Reacts? Well, the thing is, I really do want to keep the Chaos Reacts and the Chaos Reviews separate because that's just part of my new plan. Because, you know, you can see this as scummy if you want, but I always upload my reactions on Saturdays so I can draw in some sort of audience, and don't take this as me being ungrateful for the fan base I currently have. Thank you all for sticking with me, or if you're new to this channel, thank you for subscribing. But if you know what I mean, I want that motivation, you know? And of course, none of my reactions are monetized because I know better. I know reactions are not to generate money. Of course, I would be stealing. But it's to get that motivation, and, you know, once I have that audience for that little period of time, and, you know, that's where I'm having a little bit of trouble. You know, I know I shouldn't rush scripts. I know I shouldn't rush things that I want to be careful with, but at the same time, I do kind of want to get it out by a certain time because I don't want to keep that, you know, few new subscribers waiting, if you know what I mean. I know some of the, you know, still longtime fans are going to probably watch it, even if you don't. I mean, that's okay. Everybody has their different interest. But, yeah, okay, I'm not going to repeat myself. So you know what I mean. You know why I want to keep the Chaos Reviews and the Chaos Reacts separate. That is seriously going to be a long pause I'm going to have to edit out because I literally just forgot where I was going with this. That's kind of one of the disadvantages of making an unscripted video, but bottom line, I am sorry for the late reviews. I am trying, and I don't know if that even means anything when I say I'm trying, when yet I'm still battling a procrastination problem and an anxiety problem. So if that doesn't mean anything to you, then that's fine. You don't have to take my word for it, but still, I'm sorry for the late reviews, and I'm sorry for the late everything I've been trying to do. Like, not only the MLP episode reviews, but I also had other things I wanted to review. Like, other than the MLP movie, which I already did back in March, I believe, I also wanted to review Cars 3. Cars 3 was another one of my most favorite movies of 2015, so I do want to do a review of that soon. And a couple of other things I want to do a review on. Like, oh, for example, you saw that I got the very first My Little Pony the movie as one of my gifts. Despite the not so great things I've heard about it, I am actually interested in giving it a look and maybe even reviewing it. Like, as a reviewer, like as a commentary guy or reactor or whichever you prefer, as that type of person, I have this sort of unique view on, films, movies, and episodes where whenever I'm shopping at my local Walmart, which is where I get most of, my TV shows and DVDs from, I see a relatively not so good movie that I've seen a lot of reviews on, and I'm thinking, well, through the clips they've shown through their reviews, I think I see something in this movie that they probably don't. So I think maybe I can throw something new into the mix. I don't even know if that even makes sense, but I'm trying to make it make sense. Yeah, again, I'm sorry I've been leaving you all hanging, and for everybody who is still stuck around for this long, seriously, thank you. Even putting myself in your shoes, I don't understand how, longtime fans like you can wait for this long for probably not even something they like, just anything. Like, well, if you even are subscribed to me for everything I do, but, just for those who have stuck around this long, thank you. Again, I seriously can't even put myself in your shoes and imagine you being around. I mean, the typical imagination I would have is you unsubscribing after a while because I've left you hanging that long, but no, you've stuck around, and I seriously cannot thank you enough. I really appreciate that. So, what is the future of this year looking like for me? Well, I know I still got a trip to BronyCon ahead of me, as you saw during that little slideshow of all the presents I got. Me and my mother got a GPS for when we go down to Baltimore for the actual convention, so traveling there is going to be less of a hassle than it was during my first time going to BronyCon in 2016. And just in general, I'm just looking forward to it again, actually going back to the place, and I'm not going to be as nervous as I was the first time because I actually remember the layout of the building, so I'm going to remember where to go, and maybe I'll see some of my favorite YouTubers again, maybe I'll even see Dr. Wolf again. And I have better equipment. Other than this one Nikon camera I've obviously had for a long time, since 2015, I actually got a selfie stick not too long ago for my iPod, so taking self-portraits is gonna look a lot less awkward than some of the portraits you saw with big YouTubers in the Mr. Chaos's BronyCon 2016 adventure. I remember how I am proud of getting those photos, but I'm so embarrassed of my height. But yeah, it's not only going to be an awesome time once again, but hopefully it's going to be a lot simpler. Filming is going to be a lot simpler, of course, because I've gotten better with editing. Taking self-portraits is going to be much more comfortable and easier. Like, what I can picture myself doing now is actually kind of lowering myself down kind of out of the frame so I can sort of give the illusion that I'm not that high. And I know that's just deception, but as I said, I really don't like my height. But I'm not here to self-consciously rant about that. So, so other than BronyCon, the future of this year, I honestly don't know. I'm currently not really employed right now. That paid education classes I mentioned a few times earlier this year, that's just ended. I've already gotten my certificate. Haven't really been able to find any work yet. I am currently attending this program that is supposed to help me find a job, but so far I haven't gotten any emails or phone calls, so... But, I mean, at least I'm not in the hole for now. I mean, the probability of me going to BronyCon this year is 100%, so I guess things are not all that bad, so... But other than employment, as far as my YouTube channel and maybe my art pages will go, I mean, I still will draw art every now and then. I do want to do commissions someday, but even my anxiety even affects that, so pretty sure that's going to be pretty chaotic to start whenever I do decide. And this YouTube channel, like I said, I honestly can't give you a date, guys. I can't say exactly when my latest MLP episode reviews are going to be coming out. Maybe some of them will be an unscripted freestyle, and like I said, I don't really see that as a major problem. All I have to do is just edit it highly so that it's more listenable and a little more condensed and not too long. And my movie reviews, my Cars 3 review, everything else, I just don't know. I honestly feel all that weight just coming down on me and crushing me because I just think of how behind I am, and okay, I'm not trying to go back to how depressed I was in 2015, but this is the reality of it. My depression is just not completely out of... Okay, well, my depression was not completely out of nowhere back then also, but I'm saying, you know, there's a reason why... Okay, maybe I don't really feel depressed, why I feel like I've let you all down and I've let myself down as well. The fact of the matter is I can't give you a date, and well, obviously I can't say I got a deadline, but just know that within this year there will be more videos. More than likely there will be the latest MLP episode reviews because of course I'm a hardcore brony, and you all know the story. MLP literally saved me from suicide back in 2013. So of course that show's always going to be the most important thing to me, and other things are going to come separate, like the Cars 3 review, or maybe I'll review some other things, or the Chaos Rants and Opinions series. I really do want to continue that series with a passion, and also someday I actually want to actually get around to making the 2nd episode of Taking YouTube Poops Too Seriously. You remember in 2016 I made that video where I carefully dissected Awful Fawful's The Rat Who Shagged Me, you know, that trippy Arthur YTP, pointing out all the details everywhere, constantly pausing the video, and how I think I'm going to make the series a little better is actually use a script, because all the commentary given in the 1st episode was actually completely unscripted. But of course, now that I'm better with editing, and now that okay, I don't know if I can say I'm really competent at script writing, but I can write, so yeah, I want to implement them in the 2nd episode of Taking YouTube Poops Too Seriously, and I actually want to come up with a little more clever jokes. Like, it's not always going to be me acting like my childhood is being ruined, or like my favorite show MLP is being turned into an over-sexualized spoof fest, so I'm actually going to try to throw in a couple of clever jokes that actually have something to do with what I paused the video on, you know, pointing out a certain thing. Like, not really acting paranoid, but just pointing out something, for me, seeing things for what they are. So, again, I don't know. These are just all plans that I'm keeping in my head. And there is one extra thing I'm working on, but I don't really want to make it public until I actually maybe release the 1st chapter of it, or maybe the whole book. Okay, there's a hint on what it is, but I'm not going to say what it is. But I got so many projects, and you blend that with so much anxiety and so much procrastination, you obviously end up like me. But, okay, I don't want to end this video off on a note of me moping around, so basically the whole point of this video was to give you guys kind of an update, get you all caught up, and maybe give you another treat, you know, with this live action update. And like I said, I'm only going to be doing videos like this only a few times a year, because I want to stick with my current style now, but every now and then I do want to send a love letter to the old fans, because I do care about them, I do consider them, and I can honestly put myself in their shoes, you know, missing the glory days, missing the old days, you know, where in their opinion they thought it was better. So I do want to cater to them a little bit. I want to show them that I still care about them missing my old content, yet at the same time I want to keep it balanced where I can still do the things I want, where I can still, continue using vectors of my Pony OC and maybe in the future my Feral Sona, maybe my Paw Patrol OC. And yeah, another thing I'm planning on reviewing is Paw Patrol, but yeah. Remember, to all the people who liked my live action reactions, who liked just my live action videos in general, I haven't forgotten about you, obviously as right now, and maybe my next live action video will be another reaction video, maybe a YTP reaction, because I know a lot of people like live action YTP reactions, and honestly, putting myself in their shoes, I can see why that is. But yeah, again, I haven't forgotten about you, and okay, I'm not going to repeat myself because that's another disadvantage of making unscripted videos, but yeah, that whole rant was about, I haven't forgotten about you, and I also have the same feeling as you. I don't want to leave good old things behind. I don't want them to be completely overshadowed. I do want to bring the past back to the present again, so here y'all go. So that pretty much wraps everything up. All I really wanted to do was tell you guys why a lot of things have been late, some of my personal issues as of now, where I stand right now, the future of this year. I know one thing is for certain, I will be at BronyCon 2018. And yeah, as for my birthday today, it was a decent one. I wouldn't exactly say it was as great as any of the others, and I'm not ranking them as, as how many presents I got. That's not the type of person I am, but I rank it on, just the good time I had in general. And I can't say the time I had today was better than the ones previous to that, especially when my family used to be together, but I would say this is definitely one of the good ones. I think I have had worse than this one, but overall, this one was decent. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and again, remember, even if you don't like the live action, or if you don't like watching just a video literally recording the same thing or just one title card the whole time, if you're the multitasking type, maybe if you're like an artist who is using like another software in another window and you're listening to this video, you don't have to watch, you can just multitask and just listen to me talking. Even if you're listening, thank you for sticking around to listen to this whole nonsensical live action update. I just wanted to make something for my birthday and just give you guys something after such a long time. I mean, it hasn't been such a long time since I did my latest episode reaction, but you all know what I mean anyway. So, again, thank you all for watching. My name is FrostCloud, and have a wonderful day, everyone.